William Regal comes out on color for Moxley and Danielson's tag team match. I said, okay, I'll watch this. Yes, it's against Wheeler, Yuta, and Muffin Top Taylor and the rest of the best friends. Normally I skip that just to avoid heartburn. But with Danielson and Regal involved in this, I watched it. And one of Regal's first line was, "Man in the Mask, you've done nothing for me," when he was thanking JR and Tony for all he'd done for him. And then he asked, who is the demon at ringside? And they couldn't say. He's Danhausen, and he's very nice and very evil. That's it. Because nobody knows. Because nobody's figured it out yet. Because nobody's told anybody. Why is he just there? Who is he to anybody that doesn't live their life on the internet? Danielson and Moxley jump-started it and kicked the shit out of Yuta and Muffin Top as they should have. But here's the problem. Again, who are the heels? Because even though that the best friends group is a joke, they have been presented pretty consistently as the baby faces. But now they're in the ring against a team comprised of the best in-ring heel in all of professional wrestling over the last few months. And Moxley's been presented as a baby face, but he doesn't wrestle like one because he's always fucking trying to kill people and drink their blood or whatever. But that team is managed by the most beloved figure now maybe in AEW, William Regal, who just got jacked around by the other company. And I would think every AEW fan would throw themselves in front of a bread truck before they'd let it hit William Regal. So who are we supposed to be cheering for here? And what the fuck is the goddamn deal? Wheeler Yuta is wrestling in ballet leggings and tennis shoes. Muffin Top has just given up, and he's just wrestling in a T-shirt because you got to cover that dough up some kind of way. So again, Danielson and Moxley beat him up, as they should have, because they're job guys, and Danielson and Moxley are top guys. But then, just as I mentioned that Regal and noted to myself, Regal and Danielson are making Moxley more palatable to me. He's keeping it in the ring. He's actually working. This is twice as long as it needed to be. But then at that point, Yuta just stopped selling and bowed up at Danielson, and they hit him with umpteen things, and he kicked out, and the people started chanting, "Yuta, Yuta, who are we fucking pushing here?" If you think just because major main event stars allow an underneath guy that has no victories under his belt and is associated with job guys to do a bunch of shit to him, to where the people start chanting, "Oh, Yuta, Yuta," that's not getting Yuta over in the long run, just in front of him. Yeah, we like that. He's kicking the shit out of the top guys. Makes top guys look like idiots. And then Danielson stomped him and Moxley choked him and he tapped out. And then Regal comes in the ring and all the Stooges, the best friends, start to leave, and Regal calls Yuta back in and slaps the shit out of him and tells him he did a good job. I mean, if that helps Yuta get away from the best friends, I'm all for it, because in a year or two, Wheeler Yuta might grow up and become a nice little wrestler. If he's been with Pockets and Muffin Top and the rest of them all that time, he'll probably still look like shit. Did you see anything I missed in this one?
No.
But now we have to, wherever this thing with Danielson and Moxley is going, I'm pretty sure we're going to have to endure Danielson working with Moxley coming up rather than Danielson and anybody else that we'd love to see better.
The only shame about this whole thing, and I'm willing to see where they're going, maybe it ends up being a really cool faction where you kind of have Danielson as the disciple of Regal, and Moxley's kind of like the Rick Steiner in '88, weirdo talking to his hand. Maybe it'll all work. But they really had something great with Danielson as a heel. I kind of wish they would have kept going with what they were doing for several weeks in a row. Not that he's not that guy anymore, but I don't know. He was out there.
This is really distracting from it.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would change anything that Bryan Danielson was doing because he was the best in the business. Frankly, almost anything. Except that, again, we've seen that when Tony has ideas, and a year and a half later, when it's finally time to do it, he will still do it, even if it makes no fucking earthly sense in current day. He put the belt on Adam Page when there were half a dozen reasons not to. He's probably decided before Moxley went on his little retreat, they probably had this idea. So now he's going to ignore everything that Danielson has done to stand out and still shoehorn this thing in because that's what he intended to do. He cannot change Vince can't stop changing his mind. Tony Khan can't change his mind for money.